Hello and welcome to my training on how to conduct a credit analysis for your client. Now, if you're helping other people improve their credit score or fix their credit report, then this video is exactly for you because I'm going to show you how to go through an exact step-by-step credit analysis with every client that you come in touch with. All right. So the name of this training today is credit analysis, credit audit for your type of company. And that's what we're going to cover today in this training. And I'm going to go deep with it. And I'm going to go step by step. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this when you are setting up or when you're working on your own customer. So, one of the first things we want to do is we first want to start with a 30-day free trial. Hey, listen, I'm giving away a 30-day free trial of the Client Dispute Manager software. And all you have to do is visit the link right below this video to get a 30-day free trial of the Client Dispute Manager software, because this whole entire presentation today is built around the Client Dispute Manager credit repair software. So that's what this entire presentation is built around. I want to show you how to conduct a credit analysis for your client within the Client Dispute Manager software. So this is what it's really about. So I want to give you a 30-day free trial. All you have to do is visit the link right below me to get that 30-day free trial. Okay. All right. So let's get started here. So this is what the credit analysis looks like. This is the credit analysis process. Customer signs up, right? The customer signs up, credit monitoring provided. You import the credit report. You build the credit analysis or credit audit or credit analyzer. You schedule a meeting. You review the credit report first, and then you log notes, and then you prepare for your dispute round. So this is the step-by-step process that you would go through if you're working, helping other people improve their credit or trying to improve their credit. This is the step-by-step process that you would go through with every single client. Now, if you don't want to go through this process, you can always hire a VA or your employee to go through this process, because it takes a little bit of time to go through this process with each and every customer. So I'm going to break it down step by step on how to go through this exact process for processing every single customer that comes in your company. Okay, so one of the first steps is contract. So before you can do a credit analysis or credit audit, you have to have this customer sign a contract. So this has to be a customer that is already signed up with you. This is not a pre-credit analysis. This is not a pre-audit. This is not like a lead, someone who's interested in your service. This basically means someone already signed up, right? They signed a contract. They provided their credit card information. They are ready to go. They raised their hand. They said that I am ready to work with you. And this is what I'm talking about. We're not talking about if they want you to take a look at their credit report before they sign up with you. Okay. So there's no phone conversations before you do this credit analysis. The customer has to already be signed up with you before you can conduct this credit audit or credit analysis. So make sure your customer signs the contract first. And then after they sign the contract, then we can move on to the next step, which is what method are you going to choose to do your credit analysis, your credit audit, your credit interview? Are you going to use our smart interviewer inside of the Client Dispute Manager? Now, with the smart interviewer, what it does, it's simply you send the customer a link and the customer can onboard themselves. They can literally look at the credit report, hit a drop down, and decide which account is inaccurate, missing, incomplete, or inconsistent. They can do that. Like, the customer can do that without you even being there. And that's what the smart interviewer is. Now, so you can choose a smart interviewer, or you can go through the credit audit yourself. Now, a lot of the clients of the Client Dispute Manager, they use both. They use the smart interview or they do it themselves, right? It really depends on how big your company is. It depends on whether you can get in touch with the customer, because sometimes after the customer signs up with your services, it's hard to get in touch with the customer, right? And you have to do this audit. You have to do this credit analysis before you can start rendering any type of dispute services. So for customers that is hard to get in touch with, then you would definitely want to use the smart interviewer, because now the customer can start the smart interviewer on their own. They can do the audit on their own without you being there, right? 100% compliant using the smart interviewer. Now, if you don't want to use a smart interviewer, the other choice is you. You would have to do this audit yourself, or a staff member would have to do the audit. So you or a staff member would have to meet with the customer and do a full credit audit, a full credit analysis, or an interview, whatever word you want to call it, before you can start the disputing process. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to get the credit monitoring information from the customer. And we recommend that you use either Smart Credit or My Free Score Now. These are the two: Smart Credit, My Free Score Now. Now, we are compatible with 5 different credit monitoring companies inside of the Client Dispute Manager credit repair software. But you can use Smart Credit or My Free Score Now, and you need to get this information from your customer in order to start the credit audit process, right? They can't even do the smart interviewer if you don't have their credit monitoring credentials. So the first thing you want to do is become an affiliate with either Smart Credit or My Free Score Now. And I'm going to put links right below this video where you can become an affiliate. And then once you become an affiliate with one of these or both of these companies, then you can automatically send this link to your customer, so they can fill it out, sign up for the credit monitoring, and then get the credit monitoring login credentials back to you, because you can't do any type of credit audit if you don't have a credit report. So it's very important that you get the credit monitoring credentials from your customer. Now, we have all kinds of ways that you can do that inside of the Client Dispute Manager in order to make it easy and seamless to grab the customer's credit monitoring credentials. And you can also be an affiliate at the same time. We can earn a little bit extra revenue with every single customer who signs up through your affiliate link. So that's very, very important. A lot of newbies, they miss this. They don't become an affiliate. They don't sign up with the recommended providers. And then they go out there, they start marketing, they start grabbing customers, and they're not using their affiliate link. So we got to get signed up with one of these providers, and then get your affiliate link, send your affiliate link out, and then also grab that credit monitoring credential information, which is automatically stored inside of the Client Dispute Manager software. Okay. So then the next thing we want to do is, once we have the credit monitoring credentials from the customer, we want to build a credit analysis and a credit analyzer. Now, you can build both of these inside of the Client Dispute Manager. And we want to build this. Now, it really depends on your offer. It depends on your contract, on whether you give these away for free or you actually build them and send it to the customer so they can have the credit analysis and the credit analyzer ready for you when you do the credit audit, right? So you can send it to the customer, which you should be sending these to the customer in advance so they can have some time to look over the credit analysis and the credit analyzer before the interview starts. Now, what's the difference between the credit analysis and the analyzer? Where the credit analysis is like a snapshot of all of the inaccurate information on the customer's credit report, and it gives it some step-by-step instructions on what you can do, you as the one that's helping their credit, what you can do to help improve and help remove inaccurate information on the credit report. That's what the credit analysis is. Now, the credit analyzer is basically, it identifies all the inconsistencies between credit bureaus on the credit report. Now, that's what the credit analyzer does. So you can send both of these to the customer prior to your audit, prior to your interview, so they can see exactly what's going on before they meet with you for the interview. Okay. All right. So then the next thing we want to do is we want to prepare our note taking, because throughout your credit audit, throughout the entire credit audit, you should have the Client Dispute Manager activity log set up, right? You should be logged into the Client Dispute Manager, the activity log section. So while you're talking to the customer, you can take notes right into the activity log. Now, you don't necessarily need to be logged into the software in order to do that. But if you're not, you're gonna just like do double work, right? You're gonna do double work. You're going to write down the notes right on a piece of paper, and then you have to come right back into the software and add those notes, right? You got to come right back into the software and add those notes, right? So why not be already in the software, the credit repair software? Why not be already in the software? And then while you're doing this audit, whether you're doing it over the phone or whether you're doing it through a Zoom call, you could be taking the notes. You could be taking the notes automatically. The customer's telling you exactly what's wrong, and you could be taking the notes at the same time. So this is going to save you a lot of time, versus you just writing it down on a notepad, and then now you got to transfer all that information into the client dispute manager. And let me repeat one more time, like I'm saying, is that these credit audits only happen after your customer has signed up with you. Now, what does that mean? They signed the contract, they provided payment information, and they are an official customer. You cannot do audits by phone. You cannot do audits by Zoom, any video conference calls before the customer has signed up with you. Now, we have to be compliant with the TSR when it comes to the credit repair industry and doing sales. Okay, so don't do what we call book appointment with me. Let me do an audit with you before you signed up. Don't do that, all right? Because that's not compliant with the telephone sales rule. Okay. All right. So note taking. So we got it. You got to be really good at note taking. You can be logged into the software with the note taking, or you can do it outside the software. It's up to you. You can either print, you can also print the credit report, and you can have the credit report right in front of you. You can write notes right on the credit report as well, but you're going to have to transfer all this information over. You have to transfer all this information over to the software at that time. All right. So we want to try to make it very easy for you if you're doing a one-on-one credit audit. Okay. All right. So the next thing you're going to do is you have booked the meeting with your customer, and now it's time to do the audit. It's time to do the audit now, right? So either you're doing it through Zoom or you're doing it by the phone, but your customer needs to have the credit report up. Your customer needs to have the credit report up, or they can use the credit analyzer to go over these things with you one by one. So you have to make sure that you tell the customer, hey, when we meet, you can use the credit analyzer that I sent you. You got to have that up, or you need to log into your credit monitoring, and we're going to go over this line by line. We're going to go over it one by one. This is the only way you can do it. There's no way that you can determine what's inaccurate on a credit report. You can't determine that. Like the only person that can determine what is inaccurate on the credit report is the customer, right? See, we can determine what's missing. We can determine what's incomplete. We can determine what's inconsistent. We can do that, okay, as the person that's working for the customer, but we can't tell whether an account is inaccurate. The only person that can do that is the customer, right? Because the customer knows their credit report better than we do. So that's why it's extremely important that you do not skip the credit audit. You do not skip the credit analysis. You do not skip meeting with the customer. So let's go through it. The first thing we're going to do is, when you work your customer, the first thing you need to do is you need to go over the personal information section. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going line by line. You're going to talk about the name, the date of birth, the address, the social security number, and the phone number. So you're going to go line by line, and you're going to pretty much ask the customer, hey, listen, is anything here wrong? Do you see anything here on the personal information section incorrect, misleading, incomplete, or inconsistent, or wrong? And whatever you see, I want you to tell me, because I'm going to take notes, because these are the items that we will be challenging the credit bureaus on. Okay, so you want to make sure you go step by step, starting with the personal information section, and you want to go over every single thing with the customer. Now, I know it's tedious. I know it's a long process, but this is the process. This is what you got to do. Like, you can't rush this part, right? Because again, you don't know what's inaccurate. The customer does, right? So you got to go through this process. It's tedious, I know, but you got to go step by step. You only got to do it one time, right? You only got to do this one time and go through this process with the customer. Is your date of birth right? Is your name correct? Is the address correct? Is the social correct? Is the phone number correct? You want to go through all of these elements with the customer step by step. And then you got to take notes on this stuff. You got to take notes on this stuff, or you're going to be inside of the software taking your notes at the same exact time. All right. So after you do that, after you go through the personal information section, the next section that you want to go through is the actual accounts. So you need to go line by line again, line by line, every single account. You need to go through step by step, and you need to ask the customer, what is wrong with this account? Is the balance okay? Is the date last active okay? Okay. Is the open date right? Is the high credit limit right? Is the last payment right? Is there anything wrong with this account? And you got to go one by one with them. You got to take them through the subfields. You got to ask him, right? Because what they're going to tell you is they're going to tell you what's right or what's wrong. They're going to tell you what's inaccurate. That's what they're going to tell you. They're not going to tell you what's incomplete. They're not going to tell you what's missing. They're not going to tell you the inconsistencies. They're going to say, this is right, this is wrong. I never had a collection. I never had a charge off. This is exactly what they're going to tell you. And this is the information that you need, right, in order to prepare the proper dispute letter for your customer. So you got to go line by line with every single account so the customer can tell you everything that's wrong with that account. Okay. So once you go over the account information, so the next thing we want to talk about is public records. Okay. Public records. If the customer has any type of public records, like for example, bankruptcy, you need to make sure that that bankruptcy is reporting 100% accurate, right? And so the customer is the only one that can tell you that, right? They can tell you. Some of the customers really don't know, but you got to help them, right? You got to help them identify what is inconsistent, what is inaccurate, what is not there, what is missing. What about the case? What about the file number? What about the bankruptcy court location? You have to work with the customer and you have to ask them these questions so they can give you the information that you need so you can fight on their behalf, right? All right. So after public records, the next thing we want to do is we want to go line by line with hard inquiries and soft inquiries. You want to ask the customer, did you apply for this credit on this day? Do you recall any of these inquiries coming from you? Right? Same thing with soft inquiries. Even though soft inquiries do not impact the credit score, but if you want to, you could ask them about the soft inquiries as well. So you want to go step by step, line by line, and you want the customer to tell you what is wrong with the hard inquiries. Did they apply for it? Did they give the creditor permission to pull their credit report? Did they give the car dealer permission to pull their credit report? This is the customer. This is the interview. This is why we call it the credit analysis, the credit audit, the credit interview. It's because it's very deep and you got to get this information from the customer. It's extremely important that you guys do this part, because without this part, how are you going to dispute on behalf of the customer, right? All right. And then once you gather every single thing from the customer, the next step and the last step is preparing the dispute letter. So you got everything, right? You got everything. You spend an hour with your customer. You got everything that you need now. Now you can prepare a factual based dispute letter. You can prepare a really good detailed dispute letter based off the customer's testimonial, based off of what the customer told you, not what you think, because you don't know what's inaccurate, right? But it's based off exactly what the customer told you. Every single account, line by line, the customer told you exactly what's wrong with every single account. And now, because of this, you can now prepare a great dispute letter based on the information that the customer gave you. All right, so just for watching all the way through, again, I want to offer you a 30-day free trial of the Client Dispute Manager software. And all you have to do is click the link right below this video. Just click, check out the link in the video. And so you can grab your 30-day free trial. Guys, check this out. The whole entire credit audit, credit analysis, credit audit process, you can do everything right inside of the Client Dispute Manager credit repair software. It's extremely important that you never skip the audit, the interview. It's extremely important that you do that. There's going to be some customers that you're going to have a hard time getting them on the phone to do the audit, or getting them on a Zoom call to do the audit. If that is the case, all you have to do is send them the Smart Interviewer link, and then they can do it on their own. And just a reminder, always be TSR compliant. Never ever make sales over the phone. Never ever do Zoom calls with an initial audit. Always make sure that the customer is signed up for you first. Make sure they signed up with your company first before you do any audits or any phone calls with your customer.